Good evening, people. It is Wednesday.
Good evening.
It's Wanda Wanda. Hello, Lavenda.
Hello, Vernon. How are you? How are you? It's been a long time.
I know it's Wednesday again. You got your wine, so we can wind
You
down.
know, I know I forgot my wine, and I meant to get it too. What about you? You got yours?
No, I don't have it either. But I noticed over the episodes when you drink wine, you have a more lively discussion. So so I was hoping you was
Well,
all
when you
juiced
drink wine, you go to sleep. So,
you was all juiced up and everything so that we can have a great live discussion. But folks, well, welcome back to Wind Down Wednesday. We took a hiatus for a little while, but we back
yes, yes.
and we
You
want to
know
talk
what
about
song is ringing in my
relations.
ear?
Your phone is ringing, huh?
No, you know what song?
Oh, what
What
you said? A
song comes to
song?
mind?
What song is ringing in
Yeah,
you? I can't tell you. What is
because
it?
it's been a while. It's been a while since we've been here. So that song, been such a long time. You know that song?
I've been
Since I
coming.
saw you. Tell me, baby.
Dang it, baby, serenade me.
so
Ooh, such a long.
are you familiar with that song?
Yeah, I know
Well,
what
of
you're
course
talking
you
about.
are. You're a DJ. Okay, okay. So
Yeah.
what's our topic tonight?
Well, I thought we would talk about um, how to get the right partner. Well, we're gonna kind of
Oh,
talk about it in twofold. One is that if you find the right partner, okay, first of all, we're gonna talk about finding the right partner, which is the right partner for you. But then you have to decide whether or not, when you take it a little bit further, then you need to decide on whether or not you're gonna take the big step, where you're gonna go get married, or you want a partnership, or you want a civil union, or you just want a plain old shack. So, and we're going to talk about the differences between marriages, partnerships, civil union, and shacking. And and
okay.
you decide on what is best for you. There are obviously some advantages
Okay.
in all of them. And but first of all, you got to find the right partner. So is that okay with you, Lavender? Can we talk about
That
that without
sounds
without
good.
wine?
Yeah, that sounds good to me. I am trying to find trying to find people. So that's why I keep looking down.
Okay, I just missed about half of what you said, but you see you're trying to find love for me.
No, I'm trying to find us on Facebook so I can share it, but that's okay. Come on, let's
Oh,
go.
okay. Yeah, you should go find us on
Okay.
Facebook. You should find us. We should be streaming on Facebook and YouTube and all of the social media platforms. We should be would be streaming on. So yeah, you go ahead and find it while you're doing that, and so you can share it with the rest of the world. Share it on your platform. We might have to
Okay.
hook. Do I use Restream, Lavender. I don't know. You use other, but I can hook your account into my Restream, and then we
StreamYard.
can all record it
Okay.
all at the same time. But
Yeah, that would be good.
but anyway, let's talk about um, finding the right person. Okay, and I know when you're with somebody, how do you know that you got the right person? Okay, let me defer to you. Okay, how do you know that you had the right person when you got married?
I didn't. That's
You
what
didn't
I
know.
got for
Okay.
it. I did know. I did know. I thought I found the right person. But you know what? I was in a completely different. Well, you know, Vernon, I never really wanted to get married in a place. I never wanted to get married, but we were friends. We were good friends,
Hmm.
and I just thought it would.
Well,
I don't know why
what
not
what
work
was
out.
well what was some of the ingredients, for lack of a better term, lack of a better word, but what were some of the traits that you were looking for, and what are some of the traits you thought that you had when you decided that you had the right person? But I know among just like most people, among many people that you choose, you dated more than one person. And I know you had people coming in and out of your lives, in and out of your life, and but then you settled on that one individual. What made that one individual stand out among the others? What traits were you looking
I
for?
believe, I wasn't looking for any traits. I was just,
You
I
just want
don't
to get
know,
married.
and I didn't, I didn't really want to get married, but I felt comfortable with this person.
Hmm.
But now I'm finding out just because you're comfortable with someone doesn't mean that's your quote unquote person.
Okay.
I didn't go through questions like you're asking now. I didn't have a list like a lot of women have a list of qualities or characteristics that they look for in a man. I didn't have that. I mainly wanted someone like my father who was going to uh, be that
Okay.
provider, protector, just a strong figure, strong male figure. That's what I thought I
Well, okay. Well, that in itself is traits, Lavender. You're looking for a
had. Right, it
man
is.
that's like your daddy, and obviously your daddy
Mm-hmm.
has some great strong traits. He was able to raise a family, and then among that, in fact, a family of girls. So you know he had to be a good, strong man to do that. But um,
Exactly.
but it's just like I always say, and it's the purpose of this show to try to give some people some tips on what to do. We don't we're not
Yeah.
expert, but
Yeah.
but we've been around for a minute. But I
Right.
got a saying, Lavender. The journey of 1,000 miles start with the first step. Okay. Now, in my opinion, you want my opinion on what the first step is when you're trying to find a mate.
Yes. Yes.
First of all, you got to work on self. Okay. Number one, that's the number one thing you need to
Right.
do is work on yourself,
On
and
stuff.
let's say
I agree.
what you need and what you want in a person or in life, and then you got to give as much as you can receive. Okay, if you raggedy, what do you think you're gonna
There you
find?
go.
So find out your weaknesses, okay, and work
Right.
on your weaknesses, and also find out what your strengths are. Okay, and
Don't you think it's kind
and
of hard to be objective about yourself, about what your strengths and what your weaknesses are? Because you can look in the mirror and see one thing, but other people on the outside who know you would be like, no, you need to work on this, you need to work on that, and you may not agree with them.
well, but that's what I'm saying. But that's a part I believe that would be a part of working on yourself. Is that number one? You got to be objective. Okay, you got to be open, and you got to be open to criticisms, and you got to be open to feedback about yourself because nobody can see themselves. We the only way we can see ourselves is in a mirror. Okay. Then we look in the mirror, we just
Right.
seeing just the opposite of what we're seeing. We ain't seeing the real us. We just seeing the reverse of us. And so you're gonna have to be able to have your friends, your family, and stuff like that to let you find to tell you where your weaknesses are. And
Proof.
I know your parents always were honest with you. They always would tell you things. You might not like to hear them, but
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
they might be right. And another indicator of stuff like that, if you hear it more than once, if your parents told you something about yourself, then your friend told you something about yourself, and
Yeah.
then another friend told you something about yourself, you might those saying that I got, okay, stupid analogy I got, okay, and then you probably heard this analogy 1,000 times from me. If somebody told you, Lavender, that you got a tail, okay, and you in your mind you know you don't have a tail, but two or three people told you had a tail, okay, well they might not mean that you have a tail, but something you need to check. You can't just ignore it, or they saying it for a
Yes.
reason. But
Yes.
maybe your belt
I
is
check.
loose back there, or something like that, and you might trip on it, something like that. Something is there, and so it's worth investigating what's there. And once you investigate it, and one of the things too, you have to, like, so you got to be objective with yourself, because people sometimes they're not always right. Sometimes they're just jealous and they criticize you. But you got to be able to do the same thing for yourself. But once you look at it and you determine that it's not worthy of it, then you can just ignore it. But if it's worthy of changing, then I would say change that about yourself. It would make you a better you. Would you not agree?
To a certain extent, yes. If he, um, it depends on what it's because the person is, I am who I am. You are who you are. You have certain characteristics that make you burning white. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, if it's something like being messy or unorganized or like that, you can work on that. But you cannot, I don't believe you can really change your character. You were, for one, to say, a leopard doesn't respond. You are who you are, the essence of your being. That's who you are. That's not going to change. You can try to work on it, um, but I don't believe you can change who you are. You can change little things about you, habits.
Yeah. Well, Lavender, you know, when you look at change, I think that I hear what you're saying, and I agree with you in part that you are who you are, and there's some essence of the things that you're not going to change or you're not willing to change. The things that I believe that you can change, you should consider changing it if it's not good for you, or or not. You might just want to you might get locked in and say no, that's just who I am. I'm not going to change it. But if it's going to bring out the worst in you, it is
Right,
you probably need to take a look at that and
right.
change it. Now
I agree.
it's just like I was telling you about the difference between criticism and feedback. Okay, or criticism and constructive criticism, if you will. Okay. Now you can tell me all day long, you can criticize me all day long, Lavender, for being ugly or having a big nose. You know what I'm saying? That's something I can't change about myself. Okay, it is what it is. Okay, and
Right,
so it
right.
really would be unfair to criticize me about that. Okay,
Hmm.
but my ways, something I can
That's a
change.
fact.
You can I can do that. You can say, Vernon, you act so ugly today. I can change that. You know what I'm saying? Or something that you can change about yourself, change it. Okay, you know what always kind of remind me, and I always use this as an example on most everything when people is down and out, and I tell them to read the Serenity Prayer. You know, and that was a good thing that the things that you can't change, then you can't worry about it. But the things you can, do it. Yeah, if you're gonna make life better for you, you're gonna make life better for you. Why not change
And
it?
that's the key. Better for you,
Hmm.
necessarily changing for other people.
Right.
You know, people can want you to change all day and they still not be satisfied with you. You want to be who you are, be comfortable in your skin, change so somebody will like you. But if it will better your life,
Hmm.
if it will enhance your life, you know, you want to be yourself
Yeah.
for yourself, not for somebody.
Okay. You still there with me, Lavender? I'm gonna try to
I
lower your
am,
band.
I am.
I'm gonna try to lower your bandwidth a little bit because I'm not able to. I'm getting every other word you're saying.
Okay.
Um, but you're absolutely right. Uh, but again, if you're trying to find the perfect person, then you first got to start at home. Okay, you got to start with yourself and get yourself in order first, and then you can start looking at somebody else. Okay, you got to start looking. And another thing I think, in order to know that you got the right person, okay, I would think that what do you what the thing that you have in common, okay? The more things you got in common, the more similarity that you are, probably the better chance that you're gonna match up. You know what I'm saying? If you are if I'm vinegar and you water, is that what it is? A gas and water, whatever that mix is. How do you think that's going to play out in the long term?
I see what you're saying. But they also say but
Say
you know
again.
what? They also say opposites attract.
Hmm.
But you know what, Vernon? I often wonder: is that one right person for people? You know, is there one thing you're going to call my person? You know, that's the thing now, my person, or someone that you choose to just be on the journey of life
Tell your
and
son to move that Wi-Fi modem closer, you sugar, cause you just breaking
oh
up really bad.
Lord.
It's just I'm getting like every
Okay.
other word
Well,
you're saying.
it's not going to move.
Okay,
Okay. Let's
okay.
just pray. Let's just pray it's going to get better. Okay. I'm with you now. I'm in the woods, so it ain't.
But go ahead. What would okay? What your point was again? Now maybe I can repeat it so that the other side can so we don't. Your point was again.
Shoot, Vernon, what were we talking about?
We were
After
talking.
gone.
We were talking about similarities and differences and
Oh, okay, okay,
all in the
okay. Finding
water.
that
Remember?
person.
You
Right,
know.
right, right. So I'm thinking, don't say about the memory being the first to go. Okay.
You know me, don't you? You know me.
Yes, I do. Okay, so is there really a my person for everyone? Is there a person specifically for you, or do you just choose someone that you're just going to go through life with, regardless of differences, regardless of morals, values? You're just going to say, hey, you know what? I like your energy. I like who you are. I feel comfortable with you. Let's do life together. That might not be your person. It might be, do I have fun? What is going on here? What is that?
I don't know. I
You?
saw big thumbs. That's not me. That's on your end. And maybe that's what interfering with your internet. You got two things going on at the same time. Look like social media. You, something
I
going
think
on.
somebody was just giving me
So,
firecrackers. Somebody.
yeah. They first
Yeah,
gave you
but
they first
anyway,
gave you a big old
a
thumbs up.
thumbs up.
Yeah. So they're agreeing with you.
Okay, okay, okay. So at least they hear us. At least they hear us.
Yeah.
So again, I can wait for what I believe the universe to send me my one person out of
Hmm.
all the people in the world, or I can just choose someone that we decide to do life together.
You're gonna have to turn that internet off. I mean, you got to turn that somebody just I don't know what's happening on your end, but you got two things going on at the same time. That probably accounts for
Vernon,
your.
I have
I
nothing else going on.
really
I have nothing else going on. I promise you.
somebody got you hacked in some kind of way.
That
But
is really odd.
it is. Maybe I told you that the house ain't haunted, is it?
No, maybe that's something that social
No.
media has now where you can give people likes and I don't know. Let me
Yeah,
I'm gonna go into
I'm
this
sure
specific
I'm
information.
sure that they. Um, are you on social media as well? 'Cause-
I am.
Okay.
Right now I am. Yeah. Anyway, okay, Vernon, I can wait and wait, wait for that person who I believe is my person, or I can just vibe with someone, have good energy with someone, and say, hey. let's do life together, regardless if we believe we're right for one another. We can make life, we can make each other be right for one another. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because you're going to go through so many challenges and ups and downs and on the journey together. Who's going to fight with you? It's like having a good friend that's going to have your back because you can jump ship at any time.
Um, well, but I don't. I agree with you. I think thing I don't agree with you is I agree with you. I think there's somebody for everybody. There's somebody out there just for you. Okay, just for you. Not that they're going to be
Mm.
100%. Okay, going back to my 80-20 rule.
Mm.
Not they're going to be 100%, but they're there. They're there just for you. Okay, and I can say
Out of
if
all the people in the world, out
mhm.
of all the people in the world, there's one other person out of the billions and trillions of people. There's one. So what if I move? What about military people? They say sailors have someone, a female in every port. You know,
But guess what?
how do you know if
But
that one person is for you? Because you're going to vibe
but that but
with
that one
with.
but that one person though, Lavender is probably she back home waiting on him at the home
Oh,
duty
okay.
station. Okay, so
That's
so
not
we're
so
not
funny,
saying we're
Mr.
not saying
Birdie.
that we're not saying that you can't have multiple people. All I'm saying is that but
Mm,
those multiple people is not for you. They there for for the reason and the season. Okay, they not there for a
mm,
lifetime. Okay, I'm talking about a lifetime
okay.
person that's going to be your mate for life. And then that's where you have to decide.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying about that?
I understand what you're saying. So that would be okay for divorce. You realize, hey, I don't think I married my person. I don't
Right.
think this is my person. So I'm going to leave this person, and I think that person is more like me.
Yeah.
You know,
We talk about soulmates, right? You believe in soulmates, right? I don't. Or
I
you
don't
don't.
know anymore.
You don't
I
know
don't.
anymore. I believe in soulmates. I believe that you got a soulmate out there somewhere in the world. That's the same one I'm talking about. You might not ever find them. You might not ever hook up with them, but there's somebody
What?
out there just for you.
So if it's a soulmate, how can you say I'm never going to find it?
But because
What's a soulmate?
you might not find your soulmate. You go through life
Well, it's
journeys
not a
and may not.
soulmate then. It's
Yes,
not
sir.
a soulmate.
Well, you
It's
just
not a
hadn't you
soulmate if I'm not going to find that person.
well, you just hadn't found them. You just
That's,
too lazy to find them. That's all. You
oh,
just
you talking
hadn't.
about me specific? Oh no,
No,
I'm not
no, no,
even.
no, no, no. Don't. Okay, don't go there with you now. I'm not talking about you specifically.
Okay,
I'm talking about in
okay,
general that people might not find their soulmate,
okay,
but the
okay,
soulmate
okay.
is there for you. You just might get unlucky enough to find that soulmate, or you might be hooked over here with another relationship that sometime your soulmate might pass you by, or just like you say in the church, you sometimes you might miss out on your blessings. But I believe, I really believe there's somebody for everybody, and there's somebody specifically for you. Okay, and it's gonna meet your needs uh, more so than anybody else needs. Okay,
Hmm.
and so fortune and love, and sometimes sometimes Lavender, we sometimes can't recognize it ourselves. Sometimes you pass them by. You might have passed your soulmate by. How do you know? You didn't give them the
You're
chance.
right.
You didn't give them that
You're right.
opportunity. Okay.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah. So
You're right.
that's one of the
You're
things
right.
you have
Because
to you have.
everybody's not going to find love either. Everybody's not going to find love,
That's true.
or as you say, your soulmate. You're not going to find
Yeah. Yeah. You'll find
that. Hmm.
you'll find peace and happiness, but you might not find love. A lot of married people is
You
not
might
in
not
love.
find love for a relationship because love comes in different forms. You know, I hear that a lot lately as I age. People ask me,
Hmm.
uh, don't you want to find love again? Don't you want to be in love? I have love. I have friends. I have family. You know what I'm saying? I love my own company. So love doesn't have to be in intimacy. We're so stuck on being close with someone. Uh, Whereas you said earlier, beginning with yourself, working on yourself, loving yourself. But if you want to have a relationship with someone, yes, I can understand. But love comes in so many different forms. Some people have a pet, you know, and they call them their fur baby, whatever. That's their quote unquote love. So love doesn't necessarily have to be uh, a man or a woman, you know, the opposite sex, your grandchildren, your friends. You can feel love, but intimate love, I understand. I just want to make that clarify.
But I think we all look for that intimacy kind of a love.
No, we don't. Don't you can't say all. Most, the majority. I'll go with the majority, but not all.
Yeah,
Not all.
okay. I ain't gonna argue with that. I hear it's 80, it's 80-20 as far as I'm concerned. I think most folks would
Okay.
look for intimacy kind of love. If they don't have it and they can't find it, the other love could substitute for it. Like you said, you got the love for your family, you got the love for your pets, you got the love for everything else. So that's what I call peace and happiness. You know, and
Yeah.
and, and like I
It's
said, plenty people that even married today, been married for years and years and years. It ain't all about love. They not with the soulmate. They're not in love with each other. They learn to love each other. You know, to a point that they are may not always be happy, but they content with the situation. And I can understand that. But if you want to go out and we initially started talking about how do you find the right person, and I guess that sometimes it's hard to determine what is the right person, but I guess the right person is going to be the person that's more like you, right? Because obviously you the best thing ever happened to the world, and so you want to find somebody else. You want to find somebody else just like you, right? And so,
yeah.
you know that if you know what your likes are, right, and they find somebody that likes your likes, then there's no arguments. You know. But if you find somebody, if you like one thing and they like another thing, there's some room there for conflict. And when conflict enters it, and then it
Marriage is a
can
conflict
become an
too.
issue,
You may
right?
find that person and they already married.
Right.
That
Yeah.
could be a conflict also.
Well, that was said. Somebody else,
It's
somebody else stole your soulmate.
it wasn't yours. It wasn't yours. That's not your soulmate. That's not your
Well, I disagree with you on that. I have to disagree with you on that. Just because you, with the life and with the universe works itself, you just didn't you just wasn't in the same dimension at the same time. Okay, not to say that wasn't your soulmate. Yep.
soulmate. I don't know. I mean, that's a whole other topic we could look deep into. But you know what? If you're gonna just let life happen, because I haven't met everyone that I'm going to meet in life. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Just because I know people in my life right now, as I continue to live, I'm going to meet people every day. My life can change tomorrow. I can go somewhere, I can be at a gas station, and some man approached me. We have conversations. Oh my, we relate. Love, energy. There's something about him. You just don't know. So I haven't met for the women looking, for the men looking. You haven't met everyone that you're to meet in life. So just because you're comfortable with your circle or the people in your life, or you think It's got to be somebody you know, or in a place that you frequent. You don't know. That may not be necessarily true. It could be a complete total stranger. But people tend to feel comfortable with people they're comfortable with. You know, a friend can introduce you to a friend. It may not be any connection at all. It may be, like I said, a complete stranger.
Well, there's some reasons why you may not find the right person. You might have not been in the right place at the right time. Okay. Sometimes people
How do you
picky
know if you're in the right place at the right time? What do you
because
mean?
you would have found that person if you had been in the right place at the right time. That's how you know.
But you know what, Vernon? I have this phrase that I like. Let life.
Hmm.
Don't
You let
try to
life happen.
manipulate life. Just let life happen. Just live.
Hmm.
That, oh, hey, I missed this appointment. I may have missed it. No. If you're supposed to meet your soulmate a particular day, it's going to happen. If you think you missed a phone call, oh my goodness, I missed a phone call. She'll call again. She'll never call again. That's not how life happens. When you just let life happen, things happen the way they're supposed to, when they're supposed to. That's just my belief. You're not going to miss out on anything. You're going to cross paths with that person somewhere or journey of life. That's not going to miss out on anything that's cool. You don't agree with
Well, I just heard part of what you said, but I think I got the
that? Yes,
gist of
ma'am.
what you're saying. Um, I don't know. You let life happen if you want to, but I think I believe
You
in
want to help it out a little bit? You
yeah
want to
I
help life
believe
out
in
a little
yeah
bit?
but I believe in predestination. Okay, I believe that life is already set out for you. Okay, and it is what it
That's
is,
letting
and it
life happen.
okay. Well
That's
then, but then how can you not miss
that's just letting life
if you was in the
happen.
right place at the right time, you would have met him. But life didn't mean for you to be in the right place at the right time. That's what I'm saying to you. But let's go to other reasons, okay? Because we're not gonna probably
Okay.
agree on that. But I think when I'm talking about you got to work on yourself sometimes. Sometimes you can be a little too choosy, a little too picky on yourself. Maybe you missed out
Mm-hmm.
on a great opportunity because you're picky, uh, uh, or maybe
Yeah,
you were the
men are
kind of
good about that.
men are good about that. What do you mean?
Oh
Talk to me
God,
about that.
yeah.
Talk to me more about that.
Men just want they're big on physical appearance, a body, a face. They look for that trophy woman rather than a woman that can help them be all that they can be in life, a woman that can help them build a business, a woman that can help them struggles of life. They say behind every successful man is a strong woman. They may miss out because they're being too picky, stuck with someone who may not want them for who they are. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You look for features first. And
Yeah.
women are guilty of that, so. But I think men are probably more guilty uh, than women are because they see a fine and oh, damn, I want to hit that. And what's her name? And you know who she is. Automatically, you all can't help being visual beings. That's who you are. That's how you visual. So you might miss out. It might be a little nerdy girl there, got all everything that you need to be all you want to be, help you reach your dreams. But you want a Coke bottle figure woman. Um, you end up being not so happy for so many in life because she aged and that Coke bottle figure turned into a pear shape. And you got now you problem with it. Then you see the girl that you left 20 years ago that you didn't want to look at, and she really aged And she just got better and better. I can go on and
Still,
on
but
with
it's
this,
still not too late to get her.
but no, it's not. It's
Yeah.
not. Your paths may cross. You know what I'm saying? Life happens.
Yeah,
You choose to meet
life
someone.
happened, and I do agree with you on one point. I think a lot of men miss out on a lot of golden opportunities for
Mm-hmm.
the very reasons that what you said, because we look at women from bottom up, okay, not from, and men look and women look at men from top down. I think, and so I believe that men miss out on a lot of great
Yes,
opportunities
they do.
because
Yes,
they
yes,
don't get to the woman, to the intellectual part of this woman, or to get to know this woman. They
yes.
looking at
Preach.
something else, physical
Yes,
physical physical
yes,
part of it. Yeah, and
yeah.
and and which leads me to my next point. That's what you're saying. Sometimes your judgment can be clouded, Lavender.
Yes,
Your
yes,
beauty, you look for, you talk about the beauty in the beast. You look at the beauty. Men look at beauties, and women look at the bad boys and stuff like that. Your judgment is clouded based on on our cultural type of upbringing.
you're right.
And so,
You're right. And good guys, good guys. What is that phrase? Good guys finish last.
yeah,
The older I get, I just truly believe that is so true, just based on what I've seen and men that I know. The good guys, they just get messed over. It's like women don't know how to appreciate a good man. He was raised good, good morals, good values. Still a man. He's not perfect, but a lot of women too. They're like magnets for bad boys. They want somebody a little bit on the edge. I don't know, but hey, to each his own.
hmm, okay. What about if it just maybe you missed out on your person, just called it timing? Would you believe in that? That maybe just the timing wasn't right, Lavender?
You know what? It could be because a lot of women are so anxious to get married. Wait, then they have the body clock. I'm running out of time. I need married by uh, 25. I need to have a baby by all of these things. So it's just um, laughing because my grandbaby just walked in here. But yes, the
I thought it was.
time be right, and
I
that
thought. Go ahead. When I heard that fee five four fum, I thought it was. I know who was walking in there. Boom, boom, boom. I can hear that.
You hear all that? That is so.
So you got your
Oh
baby and your
Lord,
grandbaby and all
honey.
that. That's why that explains why your internet, because they probably looking at Netflix and on the tablet and using all the bandwidth. That's why you flipping in and out.
You know
Taking
what? I never thought about that. So maybe
Yeah.
we need to move the show a little bit later when they're sleeping.
When they go
So I
to
can
bed,
bring
when
it
they off
up.
the internet. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah.
What
Oh
about you
my
thinking
goodness. So
about?
what?
Let me ask you this, Lavender. We in our minds. I guess my mind is up here right now, down here. But in our minds, we have this image of who we want the right person
Mm-hmm,
for us. Okay,
mm-hmm.
should we expand our range or just stick with what
You,
you
you
think?
know what? You like who you like. I don't think we purposely say I like this, this, and this. It just naturally is what it is. It's like food. Some people like seafood. Some people like whatever. Chicken. So I don't think you make a decision. Your taste buds make that decision for you. So you what you're attracted to, that's just who you are. I might get in trouble for saying this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I had a crush on a guy all through high school. All through high school. I had another guy who I didn't know. I guess it would be a crush on me uh, when we were working together years ago. You talked about paths crossing. Let me see how I can, how I can say this without getting in trouble. Uh, if you're supposed to connect with someone, you're going to connect with that person, whether it is 20, 30, 40 years. You said timing. Get the timing just be off. And do you remember when working at the radio station, this one person's name kept coming up, coming up, coming up?
You breaking up, baby. I couldn't
That
hear what you're saying.
okay. That connection was there 20, 30 years ago. But when we were reconnected, those things
Hold that
were
mic to your mouth and say that again because we're not hearing you
okay.
on your end. Right? Hold that mic and say it. Okay, go ahead.
Let me see. Let me make it short. I don't need everything all over again. It doesn't matter if 20, 30 years go by. Um, if you had feelings for a person or you attracted physically to a person, it doesn't matter how many years go by. That attraction is most likely still there, and it actually will be strong because the time that went by, and then all of a sudden, there's that person in your life. You weren't expecting that person to be in your life, but all of a sudden, there they are, and it's like it was like no time passed when you had all feelings. Those feelings were still there. The sense,
Yeah,
or like
I hear
muddy water. That happens to me a lot, and I don't. It's the strangest. Um, the last few men that I connected with were men from my past, and I'm talking 20, 30, even high school years. It's just real odd how life happens and do without it. Uh, and these people are still in my life today.
you. All right. Now
Yeah.
let me ask you this question then, okay? When we was trying if when you know you got the right person, folks always ask you is is you got the chemistry. What do they mean about you got chemistry?
It's the connection, the energy that you have. Remember, we talked about into a room full of people, and it might be one person that you feel a certain
Attracted
energy, a
to?
connect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
That's
So
amazing though.
energy does not lie. It's amazing.
It
It
is
is
amazing.
amazing. So that's why I say, Vernon, out of all the people in the world, it's just hard for me to believe now. I used to believe it, to believe that only one person is a person that I'm going to connect with or be attracted. And I believe that's why we have so many extramarital relationships, so many divorces, uh, just unhappy relationships because you
and
decide
time.
to be with a person, and then you see someone, you can't help what you feel. You can't help what you feel. You can fight it, but it's difficult to, and they put a name to it, temptation. But what if you have energy and a connection with that person that is so strong, you're like, damn, what is this about? You're already connected with someone, and then here comes this person. So that's why it's confusing to me now. It wasn't before. Oh, out of all the people in the world, it's only one person. So when that person, say that person passes away, do I get another chance at love? Or I'm just, you know what I'm saying? You're going to feel a connection with somebody else eventually. That's why people get second, third, fourth marriages or have relationships with more than one person. You can't deny what you feel. You can try to fight it, but I would rather be single and keep my options open for the rest of my life than be stuck with one person and then meet somebody else completely and have to fight that feeling. That's me. I know that sounds crazy to a lot of people, but at my age, this is how I choose to live my life now because it's happened too many times where somebody come into my life and I just want to spend time with that person. You connect person, somebody else comes into your life. Well, I can't talk to you because I have this person. I can't talk to that person. Why can't I talk to that person? Understand that anymore. But that's my that's evolving. I want to be able to meet whoever the universe allows me to meet and I cross paths. Even in my business, in the last week, I've spoken to 3 men who want to write books. 3 men. I don't know these complete strangers. Who's to say, and I keep things professional in my business, but who's to say that one of these people may be someone that feels a connection with me if I was married or in a relationship? I'm sorry. I'm in a relationship now. Love to get to know you, but I can't. That doesn't even sound like humanity at its best. I want to meet people. I love my status. I love being able to talk to anybody I want to talk to and saying, I can't talk to you. Oh, you taken? I'm. I don't see a ring on your finger. You gotta do all that stuff. But that's the beauty of marriage. You choose to get married. You want to spend the rest of your life with someone. That's a beautiful thing. That's what I want. I wanted to die with my partner, with my the man that I married. I was looking forward to the empty nest, getting that traveling and doing things, and it didn't work out. It just didn't work out. So why I don't want to go through again. I've experienced the married life, so now I'm enjoying just free,
Well,
not having
Lavenda,
a commitment with anyone.
that kind of leads us to what we started off with, right? You don't have to be married these days now. You got a lot
You
of
don't
other
have to be married.
options now. Like you said,
Options.
then you have to choose whether you want to be married or you want a partnership
Yes.
or you want a
Yes.
civil union. I don't know the difference. Or you just want to plain old shack up. That's what I say, shack up. Nothing that old fashioned shacking up. But uh,
It's a lot of that going on these days. It's a lot of
so
that going on.
so
They don't call it shacking.
so but there's but there's a little difference in the status. You don't have to marry. If you want to get married, then a lot of that's a legal kind of form, and you get more rights if you married. If you then you would shack up, or you got a civil union or you got a partnership, because every marriage is recognized throughout all forms of government in every state, and so you have certain rights if you was married over if you chose a
Right.
partnership. But Lavinda, I'm not sure that I understand the legitimacy of a partnership. I understand from a business point of view. I understand what a partnership is, like corporations and business is just like a marriage, okay? And then you
Uh-huh.
got, if you don't want to have a corporation, then you can have a partnership, okay? And a partnership is just a contractual agreement between two companies. I'm certain
Right.
that I'm sure that must play out in the same arena in the in, when people decided to have a partnership as opposed to a marriage. I'm sure that must be a written kind of instrument that allows them to
It's
have
got to be.
certain right of protections. Okay, and
Listen,
I don't not quite even sure what is a civil union. How do they define a civil union? Do you
I
know
don't
that?
know, but I googled marriages and partnership. Listen,
Hmm.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Some of the biggest differences between domestic partnerships and marriage. Marriages are recognized by the federal government and by all states. Domestic partnerships are recognized at the state level. Some states have never recognized them and are unlikely to do so in the future. So they have it's a lot of information on there on the difference in partnership and marriage. But I believe um, they would have to go to their state um, laws to try that out. But there are certain situations where people are just saying, okay, we can be partners, not realizing that that could possibly be legally binding in the state that you're in.
Hmm.
So they say, is marriage a form of partnership?
Uh-huh.
Um, yes, a marriage is also a legal and financial partnership. Like partners in a small business, as you said,
Hmm.
married couples must manage money, make joint decisions, and communicate with one another about day to day issues.
Okay.
So it's a lot here. It's a lot here. And
I'm
there,
wondering, my curiosity. I'm wondering because I'm not familiar with I know what a marriage license is. Okay, when I get married,
uh
I
huh,
get a legal marriage license. That's a legal document. Okay, if I was living in a partnership and if I went to the bank to try to get a loan, they're gonna say, "How do I know this is your legal partner?" You know what I'm saying? Obviously, is there a document of sort for a legal partnership, or can you have Man, I can be partnered with 4 or 5 women in. If that's the case, I don't know. Y'all help me out with
okay,
that.
listen to this. Listen to this. A domestic partnership provides certain legal protections, but doesn't provide some protections that married partners receive. So they keep saying a domestic partnership. So
Hmm.
I don't think you can just say, you know what, we're going to have a partnership um, and not know that you have certain legal protection with that. It's a
So
lot that goes with it. So
so it must be a form of a document somewhere, right? To
it
recognize.
has to be.
That's what I'm curious about. Is there's a form? There's a document like in other words, somebody said, "Who you are you married? Prove it. I can show my marriage certificate." If somebody said, This is my partner. I'm in a domestic partnership. How do I prove that? Is there a partnership
You
agreement?
just you just said it because there's a difference in a spouse and a partner. So
Right.
listen, if you are cohabitating with someone you are in a relationship with, but are not married to, They could be referred to as your partner, but not your spouse. A partner could also be your boyfriend or girlfriend you are in a relationship with, but not living with. So, folks need to do some research. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to money and bills. And if something happened and you co own, have
Mm-hmm.
a
Right.
partnership with a house and the money and the bills and all that kind of stuff, you
Mm-hmm.
throwing that word partnership around, even if you're living with someone. I remember living with someone when I was young in the Navy, and something legal happened. I needed the person to leave the house, but because they lived there for so many months, they
They
were
couldn't
not.
leave.
They didn't have to leave. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
There
But
was
we got only just a few minutes left, Lavender. But though they got to be some form of a legal document. I'm assuming because they got a legal document for a prenuptial agreement, so they got to be have a
yeah,
document for a partnership agreement, so that you know that
yeah,
this is my legal partner. So we can do
yeah.
business together. Lavender, we about out of time, so you got the last word on this subject.
Well, I guess the last word would be to just do you, but do your research. Do your research when it comes to finding a partner, or a spouse or a love. I like to say, let life happen. You don't have to look for love. I think
Love will find you. You think so?
love will find you.
All
I
right.
think
Well,
so.
we're gonna come back next Wednesday. I was wind down Wednesday. We're gonna talk about a variety of issues, and so we'll see you next Wednesday at 9 p.m. And you
9 p.m. with
make
your
sure
wine.
make sure you cut off that chrono when we get ready going, so we don't take up all the bandwidth. Okay. Love you, Lavenda.
Bye, y'all.
See you
Love
next
you
week.
too, Vernon. Bye.
Bye bye.